Check it out. We finally got an ongoing Godzilla series from IDW. This is written by Tim Seeley and art by Nikola Sismezja. Please forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. Correct me how to do it if you know how to say it right. But I love that this cover art's done by the interior artist. We don't always get that, but it's fantastic when we do. And this one's a $5 book, $4.99, but it's a thick one. I do not feel like I overpaid for this one. It actually had a good amount of content. Just a turtle advertisement on the back there. This book is set in a new ongoing continuity, and they even advertise in the back there's going to be a couple other titles tying into it. So there's already kicking off, there's going to be like 3 titles tied into this continuity and the world. And this issue does a lot of world building, letting us know what's going on. This takes place in modern day right now, but monsters have been showing up since 1954 with Godzilla first coming on the scene. And we see right here there's a big old wall across New York here, but next page is going to show it doesn't do too much good, because look at that, Godzilla just coming on through, and that looks mean. I like that a lot. He's got this crazy green energy blasting out and flowing through him. I love how his spikes look there. The spines look awesome. I tell you what, he looks vicious. This is a scary Godzilla. I'm more a fan of Hero Godzilla, but all the same, that is cool. They're calling this the Kai-Sei universe, because that's what they call the Godzilla energy in this. It's not atomic energy. It's not atomic breath. It's Kai-Sei energy. So I thought that was pretty interesting. That's going to be the thing going on through this book here. I do got to say, I like the art. It's a bit cartoony and exaggerated at points, but I'm fine with that. I think it's cool. I dig how it looks, but I will say, reminded me a lot of the recent miniseries I've been reading, Godzilla Heist. I don't like the main cast that I've been introduced to, and I really hope something changes and improves with them, because nothing was really making me endeared to those people. However, this is an ongoing series. We have time for all these characters to grow or change or do something interesting. They do set up some fun stuff going on, and as we will see soon, there's another main character who's going to be joining the team. But right here we got Dr. Chiba, and she's the transfer from the G-Force in Japan. But we're following the American G-Force stationed in San Diego. And of course, this guy with the giant arms is the captain. I don't know, he's wearing like a mech suit or something, or he's got like he's like a bionic man. He's got like jacked arms. But here we're introduced to our other main cast member, and we see he's just a young kid. He's a rascally orphan sort of fellow, rough and tumble. We see here he's not a bully, but he's the type who will pick a fight with a bully. But here's the big thing. He gets blasted by some of that Kai-Sei energy, and it don't phase him one bit. He just kind of absorbs it, and as we see in this next page here, he gives Godzilla a good punch back with it. So this fella has the power to channel the atomic, well, not atomic, the Kai-Sei energy, and he's pretty much monster powered, and nobody's been able to tank this before. But this guy, he's a mean son of a gun. And so that's the whole thing, is they're going to recruit him, or I should say he's been recruited. And this whole cast here, I did not mention Jet Jaguar. This whole cast here, they all have their quirky traits, and I think some will grow on me more than others. But I don't really like Jet Jaguar. He does this goofy, jokey thing where all of his dialogue is just the recording of his 1990s cartoon theme song, and so he just speaks in a silly song about himself. And it's just very jokey, and it feels tired. Like it might have been fresh and funny in the mid to late 2000s, but 20 years later, it just feels tired. And Yeah, I didn't like it when they did that to Bumblebee in the Michael Bay movie. I don't like it them doing it to Jet Jaguar here now. It's just dumb. But I will say, this new character here, he's a bit too cocky. He's full of himself. He's a bit of a brash jerk. It reminds me of that kind of shonen anime type trope of how you just have that very arrogant, brash central character, but they're the good guy, so you root for him anyway. He reminds me a lot of Yusuke from the Yu Yu Hakusho, where he comes from a broken life and he's a mean, angry bully of a kid, but he directs that anger at bad people, and he's really a good guy at heart, but still, he's just rough. That's what I'm feeling. We'll see what goes on with him, but yeah, I'm not the biggest fan so far. We'll see where it goes, and they do play up some fun stuff with him a little bit later in the issue that could be pretty intriguing. That's just in a page or two, but right here we're gonna flip to Anguirus popping up out of the water, and at first that really bothered me because I don't like the idea of trying to just say Anguirus is an aquatic creature and all the monsters swim. I know we did see him in the water that one time, but thankfully they do point out later in the issue that he's burrowing under the water, and this is just him coming on up from the burrow. So I can dig that just fine. Here we have our main character, Jake, and he's getting thrown into his new, I would say his new dormitory, but this is more like a big closet. They're hazing him a little bit, which is funny. But here we're introduced to another character here, Marco, and kind of interesting what they're sort of setting up with him, because it feels like they're kind of got some flirting stuff going on, which I feel like I'm literally gay, and I'm just sick of queer stuff in all the comics. It just feels a little pandering and forced. So I don't know. I at least like the direction they're taking with this, where he's putting on a face and throwing himself at the guy, but it seems like he's really honeypotting the fella, because he's trying to get close to him and get the secrets of his energy and such, and we don't know who he's talking to. He's just talking to command, but we'll see what goes on with that. But I'm intrigued with what's actually going to happen in that, and I do really like this one panel here. Like, as I said before, I'm fine with some of the more stylized artwork and such, and the cartooniness. Like, I really like this with the with just the focus on the eyes, and there's the paneling here, and just the kind of like how good he's feeling just eating some popcorn. It's just I dig the vibe of that going on. I thought that was cool. Like seriously, just going back, I like it. You got rectangle, square, circle. I just like the little boom, boom, boom thing. It's cool. But here we're getting them kind of talking and doing a little training exercise, and seeing what everybody can do, because this whole Godzilla force, our new main character we're just introduced to, Jake, in here, he's not the only guy with powers. Everybody has powers and their own things. The captain's got his big old shoulder arm gauntlet things, like he's the Bionic Man. You got the blonde fella, he's fancy pants streamer with the power of controlling fire. And your doctor from Japan, she got the psychic powers that she can like communicate with people through telepathy, and so it's kind of like an X-Men force or a Doom Patrol type of situation, but they're a super-powered squad dedicated to combating kaiju. So, promises actual comic booky type stuff. We're getting a superhero team that's gonna fight giant monsters, but also maybe some super villains too, you know. And I do love that we get so much Anguirus action in this book, because he's one of my favorites. He's very underutilized, and he's never presented as being cool. Like, I get that he usually gets his butt kicked at the end of the day. Like, last time we really saw him, he got smacked real hard by Mechagodzilla, you know, if you're not counting Final Wars. But man, he comes across pretty good in this issue, I tell you what. Like, that's a pretty cool double page spread. But we get some good action, and I know I was talking about the whole streaming thing before, but this is where we really see it. But he's literally mid-battle streaming himself, fighting Anguirus here, and he does a pretty good job about it, because he explains, he's like, yeah, you know, these monsters may be able to take all the fire I throw at them, but they all need to breathe, and without any oxygen, they're going to be no good. So he just uses the oxygen and ignites that inside of him, and he's blasted from the inside, and he burning and suffocating. What an awful way to go. So I mean, Anguirus does not fare well once again, but he puts up a really good fight, and I love having him showcase this superpowered team going up against these monsters here. It was very cool. However, here we see she's actually psychically communicating with the creature, and something is terrible in the ocean that drove him to pop out where he did and try and make his way towards shore. So they're gonna you know, check out what's going on after a little bit of celebration. You know, the main team's having fun and whatnot here, but she's gonna hang back at the boat, and we're gonna see our main kid here not doing too well. I feel like they don't say it's his first time drinking, but I feel like it might be, because they present him at a younger than drinking age. They don't outright say his age, but it seems like he's in his teens, and just kind of recruited into the team here. So it feels like this is probably his first time drinking, and it's just funny seeing him get sick like that. But yeah, and they're making the joke of, you know, alcohol and boats don't mix too well. And her talking about just what she saw out there, like in his mind, and her going to investigate the area where he popped out of his boat. But this accident here happens, and him falling off the boat there, and her jumping in after him. But then going in there, we get this page with all these gross, creepy crawlies, and it just looks like a bunch of awful suckers. And we do see in the previews where they talk about the next issue, they mention leeches. So yeah, they're giant leeches. Ugh. No thank you. Kaiju-sized leeches? Like, are you kidding me? But we get this thing calling from down in the depths, and then we get this page here turning, and we see this giant creature. Ooh, the menace of lament. How intense is that? So here we get a little preview talking about this whole Kai-Sei Era, the new line that's coming. We get a preview for next issue 2, and I think that cover is really cool looking. I dig that. With her at the chalkboard there, and them just talking about what's going to be going on in that. And they do talk about that, yes, this is a talking kaiju, and things are going to get crazy. So, I didn't love everything in this issue, and I felt like the weakest part was the characters themselves. The world building and everything seemed really cool and grounded, which is good because they're building up a whole continuity and several ongoing series off of this world. So you want that to feel really solid, and it does. But it's the first issue, so we definitely have time for these characters to grow and expand and for things to happen in the story. And I think some of my problems will be addressed just by the series actually moving forward. But I really hope we don't get too much like obnoxious jokiness like the thing with the Jet Jaguar. Like, just not too much, and don't like put in a bunch of weird pandering or anything. But other than that, seems pretty cool. We got previews for these two series, and I got these added to my pull list at the comic shop now. But Godzilla Dead Zone and Starship Godzilla. So we'll see what's going on with that. I'm excited to read those and do a video on them. But yeah, that's the book. We got the advertisement for that Boston book right there. Need to do that, and we also got the various covers. So here we have the main cover that I picked up, but we also got these 3 other covers, and they're pretty cool. This Cade one's great, but I mean, come on, this Arthur Adams one. Like, I don't even need to say who did it. You just look at all these pages, and that's the one you're immediately drawn to. I tell you, if I saw this in my comic shop, as much as I love having the original artist do the cover, I probably would have had to grab that Adams one, because that looks cool. And I do like how this is the unique version of this. This Godzilla seems to be like, that's not the art style for the book, but like that's the actual design of this version of Godzilla, because we see it consistently, is he has more spiky spines, and it glows that green energy, and we got the veiny, like pumping magma energy just flowing through him. It's like neon. I dig that. That's real cool. Then we just got some more turtle advertisements in the back, and advertising Godzilla series that we've read or are reading right now. I'm enjoying that Godzilla Here There Be Aliens. Honestly, I love that universe too, and I wish that was an ongoing sort of thing and not just miniseries. That's a whole lot of fun. I really like that whole world Frank Terry's built up with the with the just like kaiju Illuminati. So much fun. But yeah, just advertisements in the back, not much more. I had a good time with this though. I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes, and I think it could get a whole lot better, and it seems like it's setting up some real nutty cool stuff. So like, bring it on. I'm giving this a solid 7 out of 10 lawn flamingos. Like, that's better than middle of the road. It didn't blow my mind, but it has me excited to see what it could do, because I could easily see this in like after a 6-issue run of building things up, going full steam into 10 out of 10 mode. So we'll see where we're going. Knock on wood, I'm saying something like that in 3 or 4 months. But I got more comics coming at you later, and I'm working on a real fun Lego thing too. So we'll talk to you later then.